Now, there we go. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Hohner live stream on the Hohner YouTube channel. This is episode 74, which is crazy. It's a lot of episodes. And really looking forward to today's conversation. Let us know from where you're tuning in the chat. Already added some infos on our special guest today. Please welcome Joe Powers with me. Thank you for taking the time to join us.
Oh, it's great to be here, Konstantin. I haven't seen you for 7 years.
Yeah, so you did the math. That's great.
You know what? You put on your Facebook that we met in Estonia, but actually we met in Poland.
Oh, wow. So I did confuse the two festivals.
It was the Harmonica Bridge Festival.
Yeah, that's true.
Shout out to Slavik if he's tuning in. Do you remember Slavik?
Yeah, of course.
Good.
Wow, yeah, it was the Harmonica Bridge Festival and not the Ponu Harmonica Festival.
Yeah.
Have you been to the festival in Estonia before?
No, I've been wanting to go. Are they doing it again?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I was there with my pianist last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, last year. Which was like a nice little slot. I think they had to postpone it somehow, but it did actually take place then.
I was in Estonia for the first time this summer. I was there at the airport for about 8 hours.
Oh, nice. And you could smell the fresh Estonian air. How was that?
That's right. No, but yeah, I want to get back over there. That's cool. So, how are things with you? I mean, are you you've got this program? Are you playing a lot?
Playing. Sometimes I'm playing a lot. Sometimes I'm at home a lot, and I'm producing more and more music too, like some pop music and stuff.
Like you're producing other groups, or you're producing your own stuff?
Yeah, more like single artists, like just like vocalists, different styles, but like no bands. Like no, I'm not doing that.
That's awesome. So you've got your own studio and everything?
Yeah, I'm just like doing stuff here. Sometimes I'm going over to a studio which is like 200 meters away from here, so I'm working with them, so I could just walk over.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Or if I'm like if I finish something like a mix or something and I want to listen back in like a proper studio, I can do that over there.
Very cool.
So yeah, it's just like a mix of the two. Yeah, how about you? Where are you right now? Maybe you can tell the people where you're located.
Sure. So I'm in Portland, Oregon. Not everybody knows where Portland is, but it's kind of about 4.5 hours south of Seattle. I think more people know where Seattle is.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's kind of northwest United States. And yeah, this is my home. I lived here my whole life. So, and I'm not living out of my backpack, traveling around the world. I'm here in Portland. Yeah. Have you been over here to the States?
I mean, I've been to New York, but that doesn't really count like as the real USA experience, right?
Yeah, well, it is an authentic USA experience. It's just you could have so many different ones.
That's
depending
true.
on what you're doing.
That's true. And there are different Portlands too.
Yeah, but well, okay.
Because
I don't think bad about Portland, Maine, but it's a lot smaller. I've been in Maine. I hear it's really, really pretty.
Okay.
But yeah, Portland, Oregon is kind of, a lot bigger. So I don't actually know the population of Portland, Maine, but when you say Portland, at least, here on the West Coast, everybody knows you're talking about Portland, Oregon. So,
that makes sense.
I had a great tour this summer. I was actually over in Germany. I should have stopped off in Hamburg to say hi.
Yeah, I mean, at least I saw like so many posts of you performing in Europe. Yeah. So what were the different projects that you were involved with during that time?
So, well, I do a lot of tango music. So I was I released a new album with an Italian pianist who lives in Madrid, great player. Um, and we actually recorded this album before the pandemic. And we were like, great, this is awesome. We're going to release this album. And then everything,
Yeah, because
everything
like
stopped.
it's possibly a thing for like many artists who are selling CDs at their concerts, right? I don't
Yeah,
know if
yeah,
that's like the main place for you to sell CDs, but
yeah. Well, yeah, I kind of, yeah, I still sell CDs, but actually, this one is just a totally digital release. And
okay, yeah.
I bring download cards with me.
Oh, okay.
Do you have any download cards? Do you sell download cards?
Not really. Like, I think a few years ago I produced like my first producer EP, and I was like just giving them away for free, so just to spread the word or something. But I never really used like download codes. Yeah,
But CDs, are you pressing CDs?
yeah.
Yeah, and people are buying CDs?
At the concert, yeah,
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of it just depends on where you are, but
yeah. It really
some
does.
places people don't, they don't have anything to do with CDs anymore. So, um that's good. Yeah. Japan. I love going to Japan
Oh
because
yeah,
people there still use CDs. So,
yeah, and they value the music a lot. Like you can definitely also sell the CDs for a little bit more than here.
shh, don't say that. Don't let them know.
Cut that out. Like, where's I gotta do that myself.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, yeah, I released the new album. What else did I do?
So where can
I had,
people check that out? Like people watching right now.
well, they can check out my stuff by going to joepowers.com.
Okay,
Listen to the tracks and find out more. So yeah, but it was a great tour. I was in 11 countries, 25 performances, um, and did a couple shows in Berlin as well, which I love Berlin. Um, so yeah,
nice.
next
Which
time, next time.
venue did you play at?
Where in Berlin? It was. I played at a couple tango clubs there. So
Okay,
I don't think you've heard of them. They're not so famous.
but that's so interesting. Like when you're playing tango concerts, like are there a few performances where people in the audience are actually dancing?
Well, they're always dancing. Yeah, I mean
Okay,
most of my shows are for dancers. A lot of them are. I do kind of a mix of. Sometimes I do concerts for listening, but I do a lot of dance events, festivals, and
that's so
tango
nice.
dance
It's so
clubs.
different to other harmonica players. Or like, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there aren't too many tango harmonica players out there, I guess. Yeah, but I also dance tango myself, so
yeah.
I'll play a little bit, and then I'll go out and dance, and then I'll go play some more, and it's a lot of fun. I'm
Wow, I
like, I can't believe
believe.
they're paying me to do this.
I mean, you did do that in Poland, if I remember correctly. I didn't see you dance tango there.
Yeah, let's see. I can't remember if that was I there with a pianist from Japan? I think
I think
so.
so.
I
Yeah.
think that was the year that Naoko came. Yeah, but it was a sit down concert. So,
Yeah.
um, we always encourage people to dance, but, sometimes people are a little self conscious when there's
Yeah.
an audience involved. So, yeah, some people like that, but not everybody does. But anyway, yeah, I played some tango clubs in Berlin and yeah, all over Europe. So, yeah.
But that's so beautiful, like playing for people who are dancing. Like, I love that too. Like, I
Play for
remember like
dancers.
during my studies in Cologne, like, of course, these cities, like these bigger cities, they have like a jazz scene and you could play at jazz clubs in front of 10 people, whatever. But what we did was we had like a live techno band. So there was one drummer who was really into techno, and he carried us to all these like outdoor raves at night in the woods, you know. And we just played in between the DJs there, like completely improvised sets in front of 500 people dancing, which I would consider more fun than playing in a jazz club in front of 10 people.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, obviously it didn't pay either, but
yeah, the energy is a little different, right? Yeah,
yeah,
but no, it's fun playing for dancers. You know, with an audience, sometimes you can't tell if they're enjoying it. They're just like,
yeah.
But with
You only
dancers,
know after the song.
you can tell that if they're happy or not. They're happy if they're dancing.
Yeah, it's so nice to get like that direct response from the audience.
Exactly. Yeah. So you mentioned hip hop. Have you done some harp boxing?
Oh no, not really. I'm not really good at it. I wish I would be better.
You
Yeah.
just got to put the harmonica in front of your mouth and do a little. Come on, where's your harmonica?
I'm so bad at this. Like, I want to learn
give it a
this,
try.
and I also want to invite, and I even invited another, like, somebody who's really focusing on harmonica beatboxing for next month. Because
that?
I want to learn. Man, I just found him on Instagram, like, yesterday. On TikTok, even. Wow.
I think it's a really cool like subgenre. There's a
Yeah.
lot of interesting things I think that could come out of that. So
Yeah, there
yeah,
are like very advanced people doing that, but I got a little bored of like, I mean, it's like just one harmonica and you only got two chords or something.
but it doesn't have to be, right? You could pick up,
That's the thing, and
another
this guy
harmonica. And
did it. He had like four harmonicas, and it was a nice chord progression
yeah,
that really invited other artists to like hop on his track, and you know,
exactly. All you need are three chords, right? Three or four chords, and you're good to go. So
yeah.
stack some harmonicas.
And I
Yeah,
hope he's
it's
gonna join. This guy is called Dan Murphy. He's from Ireland. And
really
not a
okay.
single harmonica player. I mean, I follow a lot of harmonica players on Instagram. Not a single harmonica player follows him. But
Oh,
he's great. Like,
okay, yeah, yeah.
and I want to do more of this. Like, the only thing I did, that was basically the first thing I did when I got this Penta harp from Hohner, which has
Okay.
an
Whoa.
A sus chord on the blow
Oh, that's cool.
and a C minor chord on the draw,
Oh, nice,
which is
nice.
like a little evil.
Wow, wow.
And the only thing I
I
came
like
up
that.
with was, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I like it.
So I thought these chords are a lot of fun, you know?
I like to do some stuff on the inhale, kind of.
Yeah, and there's a lot of one chord stuff to explore too.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's
Yeah,
fun. And I wish we were in the same room so we could jam.
yeah, that's true. That's like the only thing that's like a little unfortunate about these live streams. I got this other harp,
Oh
which
no.
is tuned to a tuning that's called True Chromatic,
Whoa, what's that?
and I mean it's built in, it's stacked in thirds, like on the blow and on the draw. So you got
Ooh,
so you get like a minor 7, 9, 11,
yeah.
13 sound on both breathing directions, just a whole step apart from each other.
Nice.
Which is also nice for the beatboxing, I guess.
Oh, that's really nice. Yeah. No,
And it's half valved. You can bend the blow note.
Oh, it's got the valves. Oh, that is sweet. Okay.
Pretty interesting.
Send me the name of that later. That's pretty cool. The tuning.
Yeah.
Where did you get that?
It's a guy from... Wow. He's from Eastern Europe. I'm not sure about the country. And I think he doesn't even make harmonicas anymore.
Oh, well, okay. I guess you could make your own if you were really desperate, or you could, tune up your own if you really wanted to.
He's from Bulgaria.
Have you tried this thing out? It's the Suzuki chord. I really don't even play it, but I got
wow,
one.
Yeah.
Kind of mess it up. It's really cool. I mean, I keep meaning I'm gonna learn how to play this thing. And every once in a while I do pull it out and I learn like a chord progression on it, but then I don't pick it up for a while. But it's really cool. I think you could do some, you could get all the chords on this thing. Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's some wild contemporary classical music.
Yes. And I just got this recently. This thing, I love this. This is the new Suzuki bass. Have you seen this thing?
Yeah, I heard about it.
Yeah. So it's a bit thicker than your regular chromatic, just a little bit.
Yeah.
And it is. I love that.
That's sick.
Having this extra bass. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah. I wonder why I haven't heard beatboxing on a harmonica yet.
Oh.
Like that would be the ultimate harmonica for many chord progressions, I guess.
Yeah, I really wonder about that. Yeah, I mean, it's always a little harder on the inhale to do.
Yeah.
I mean, it is for me. I don't know. I'm sure.
But I think on the harmonica, you play the same notes on the blow and on the draw.
Yeah, well, that's a good point. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah. Those things are so rare. Do you have a harmonica?
No, I wish I had one.
Yeah.
Gotta shoot one on eBay. I don't know.
Yeah, and then it's probably not in great shape. Why don't they? Hohner needs to. Wait, it was Hohner who made those, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hohner, if you're listening, why don't you guys bring back the harmonica?
Yeah. There was a reason why they discontinued it. I don't know.
It probably wasn't selling enough. It was probably expensive to make too,
Yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, the beatboxing thing, it's real. Yeah, because also we are doing these, maybe we can do that soon too. We do monthly harmonica challenges on the Discord server. So
What's
it's
that
like
all
a
about?
competition. And this time it's about Harp'n'Drums. It's like the final result should be a video or like a recording with drums and harmonica only. So yeah, always a different topic. We had like a bossa nova challenge and solo harmonica challenges and every style, like Irish harmonica challenge. We did everything.
Have you done any tango yet?
No, that's the thing. And this is where you come into play. So yeah, we could do a tango challenge. I mean, I'm a noob at playing tango. I don't know.
Nice and tango.
The only melody I could like play from the top of my head would be Por una cabeza.
Oblivion. Oh, por una cabeza. Okay. You haven't played Oblivion yet?
Oh, true. Yeah.
Everybody knows Oblivion or
Oh,
Libertango.
but also, yeah, Libertine. I played that with orchestras before too. Yeah. Wow. I don't even remember. And like all these Cafe 1930, that piece, like the Piazzolla stuff.
That's a cool piece. Yeah, yeah. The L'Histoire du Tango.
Yeah, I played these.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's awesome.
That's
Cool.
good.
I want to hear.
Yeah, we should do a tango challenge. So
There
it's
you go.
always a topic, announcement, and people can upload their submissions and win some harmonicas or some other gear.
Who doesn't like free harmonicas?
Yeah, that's true.
So how many times do people ask you, how many harmonicas you have?
Oh, pretty often. Like everybody who has nothing to do with music, they are like, so how
I know.
many harmonicas do you have?
Yeah. So do you know how many harmonicas you have? Have you ever counted them?
No, no, no.
One
I
time
haven't.
I was just like, I got so tired of that. People ask me that I just counted them. And then they're
Actually
like,
can't.
how many harmonicas do you have? I'm like, 64.
Yeah,
And that I kind of shut them up
yeah,
because they didn't really know how to respond. I guess they're like, whoa, that's a lot of harmonicas. And then,
yeah. Why do you need so many? That's the next question.
oh yeah, that is the follow-up question, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure I have like 150 or something. I have like
Yeah.
50 here, and like at my parents' place, there's like so many old harmonicas.
Yeah, I got rid of a lot of my old ones. I don't know. I'm not a collector.
Yeah, me neither.
I
Me
just
neither.
wanted to get rid of them. So they're hard to get rid of. I gave away some to my students
Yeah,
and sold some. So
yeah. So, do you do some online teaching too? Then?
yeah. So I've got online students all over the planet. And the other thing that I started, this was my pandemic project, and it still is ongoing, is I started a harmonica course. I call it the harmonica path.
Yeah.
And basically, the idea of the harmonica path is to teach harmonica players how to read music because
Okay.
there are, I don't know, I think there are just way too many harmonica players who don't read music. And I think it's very useful. So um, I personally, when I started playing, I just played by ear. And then I went to music school and I actually, learned about music theory and I learned how to read music. And so I've designed the harmonica course that I wish that I had when I was just getting started out. So
Yeah.
start at the very beginning, and it's for both chromatic and diatonic.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm continuing to develop it, and yeah, if people are curious, they can go to joepowers.com and check it out. Yeah, so
Yeah.
all right,
Everybody out there, you can check out the description box below. You can find all links to Joe's social media sites there, and follow us on Instagram. That's the most
right,
important thing.
yeah. I
Are
I
you
don't
are you on
actually want.
TikTok yet?
What's that?
Are you on
TikTok?
TikTok
I
yet?
No, I haven't done it. Are you on TikTok?
I am. I'm like making my first steps over there.
Okay, I don't know. See, you're a lot younger than me, so I don't totally I can't totally wrap my brain around TikTok.
I even feel old for TikTok. It's also
Yeah, and plus, I'm already like, I don't know. I've got, Instagram, two Facebook accounts, my webpage, I've got Twitter, you
yeah.
know. Um, do I really want something else? It's like, when do you, if you're doing that all the time, when do you find time to play harmonica? That's the that's the question, right?
That's
If
true.
you're always online.
But if you
Uh,
think about it right now, like which one of the platforms like helped you the most?
yeah, no, that's a good point. I guess it depends on your audience.
Okay.
I've found a lot of um, people who are interested in my stuff are on Facebook. So,
Okay.
but I do have I've got people on Instagram as well. But I don't go on there enough. I'm just afraid to go on there because I don't want to get sucked in, and like an hour later I'm like, what happened?
Yeah. The danger is real. That's true.
I
So
know. So
if you
so
start
you're
out giving lessons to harmonica student, like what is your first lesson like? Like what would be the first thing that you teach to a beginner harmonica player?
well, it always depends on what the student's goals are, right? If someone is not interested in learning to read music, I'm not going to force that upon them. I think everybody should learn because I think it opens up, you know, all kinds of new possibilities for you. Um, but not everybody wants to. It does. It's not easy, right? It's not as easy as reading tablature. So not everybody wants to do that. So if someone's goal is just to improvise, then I'm gonna get them started with some. Well, the number one thing is getting some single notes, right?
Yeah.
if they've never if they've never played before, and trying to get them to play some single notes. Um, but yeah, if we're getting further along, I'll teach them um, some like scales, some chugging, some basic riffs and things like that. If it's the improv side of things, and if they're more serious about exploring the possibilities beyond blues and rock, there's nothing wrong with blues and rock. I love it.
Yeah.
But there's like the stuff you do. I mean, I'm sure you must read music, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the best at reading music, but I can read music. Yeah.
Yeah, right. I mean, you did like a whole classical album, right? I mean, you didn't learn all that stuff by ear, right?
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah. I mean, imagine how much longer it would take you to do that if you had to play everything by ear. Imagine playing like a piece by Bach where it's like trying to memorize all of that. I
Yeah.
mean, it's gonna take forever, right?
I mean, it definitely
Um,
helps to um be good at both.
it helps to be
saves
good at
you
both.
saves you the most time, like because like then you can whatever you can identify what's written on the page, and then you also hear it, and you can imagine it in
Yeah,
your mind, or you can hear it in your head and stuff like that. So
right. I think for most people, like, they just want to have fun, you know. So
yeah,
I think the idea of like jamming, and improvising, it's fun, and plus most people just they want to look cool and want to impress their friends, right?
yeah. And that's also like I feel that's so important. That's what I try to do with my students who are like, oh, I want to play this piece,
Yeah,
like just that one.
right,
And
right.
I'm more like, yeah, you know what? Like, I just want to get them on the improvisation path. Sorry, because like then you can play basically every piece in the end. But if you just work
Yeah,
on that one melody, like you work on that for so long, and then you can only play that one melody,
right. No,
which is like a
it's
waste of time. Like,
yeah. I mean, you can get a lot out of one melody. Of course, it depends on what the melody is. There's a lot to unpack in a melody.
yeah,
But you're right. I mean, when you have instead of having a melody, you just have all of the notes. You know, then there's so much more to explore. Yeah, totally. Um, so yeah, that my if I have my um, if it's my choice, like to teach a student, I'll start them off like learning to read music, and then we'll gradually get into improvisation. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think a lot of people come to me and they're just like, I just want to jam, you know, and that's understandable. But there you'll kind of hit this jamming ceiling where, you know,
Yeah.
a lot of people
Yeah.
get this
Here's another backing
where
track. Here's another backing track.
only so far you can go, you know, with just jamming and playing by ear. I mean, some people can get past that ceiling, but a lot of people get stuck. So I think it's good to explore both areas,
Yeah.
which is like the stuff that you're doing,
So,
yeah.
so what's the best advice someone gave you as a harmonica player that
The
you want to
best
share with the
advice.
people out there?
Um, it goes this way, man. No, 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 I'm just kidding. You're playing that thing backwards. Um, the best advice. Well, I
Could be
think
very
uh,
harmonica specific, but it also could be just like a general musical
I,
thing.
I had the pleasure of going to a few Toots Tillman's concerts, and got to meet with him after stage. And you know, what he told me was basically, you know, be realistic, be yourself, and know your limitations. That's what he said. Um, and there are a few harmonica players I admire more than Toots Tillman's.
Yeah.
Um,
That's basically self consciousness.
yeah, yeah. So I think there's probably different ways of interpreting what he's saying. I think when he says know your limitations, I don't think he's saying that you shouldn't try to, work beyond your limitations. But um, I think one big thing, especially in our fast-paced, you know, TikTok world, that people are not good at is being patient. And to play an instrument well, you've got to be really patient. You've got to be really persistent.
Yeah.
You've got to keep doing it every day. And guess what? You're going to suck. I mean, you're going to suck for a while, right? Everybody does,
Yeah.
right?
Always, if you start out with something.
I mean, whatever you try and do in the beginning, nobody's good at it in the beginning. And, you may have this idea in your mind that it's going to be, fast and easy and you're going to be at, the life of the party.
Yeah.
But if you really want to get good at something, it's going to take years. It may take your whole life. I mean, for, professional players like you and I mean, it's a never-ending process, right?
Yeah. There's so much stuff to learn still.
So much to learn, and there's always ways to improve. There's always things that you always hear something, a musician who just blows your mind, and that's the wonderful thing about it. So yeah, I think it's good to learn the virtue of being patient and being persistent and realizing that things take time. You know,
Yeah.
I think that's the number one thing.
The funny thing is, like, if you do something like within your field or your expertise, like a little bit outside, sometimes you have a lucky punch. Like, if I was to write for a string quartet or something, and maybe something I never did before, like the first try of doing that could be fantastic because I'm using all my tricks. But then, like, writing a second piece is like almost impossible.
Yeah, no, you're right. Using up all your tricks. I mean, you might have, a certain number, but then you
Yeah.
use them up. You're right. That's a good way of saying it, right? Because, you then what happens when you get to the next song?
Yeah. Boas is asking, Joe, did you study with another harmonica player besides getting the advice from Toots?
Sure, I did. My very first harmonica teacher was this guy named Arthur Fresh Air Moore, and he's here in Portland, a blues player. And then, um, yeah, I grew up playing blues, and as I was going away to college, about the time I was 18, someone gave me a chromatic, um, and I was like, "What does this thing do?" You know, and there was no YouTube back then. So I couldn't just go out and be like, how to play a chromatic harmonica. I had to figure it out a lot myself. So
Yeah.
I would say maybe the first 4 years, 4 or 5 years, I just stumbled around and learned how to play it myself. I figured out how to play the chromatic scale, and then figured out how to play all the scales, and but then I had a lesson with Robert Bonfiglio um, after I graduated from college, and I was like, I already thought I was pretty good. I was like, yeah, and then I like had a lesson with Robert, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
uh, he came through my city. He was playing with the symphony orchestra, and so I wrote to him ahead of time. I'm like, hey, I'd really love to have a lesson with you. It's I mean, it's hard to find lessons with harmonica players, like especially in-person lessons. I
Yeah.
mean, now you can do them online, with people like you or me. But in that time, like, if there's no harmonica player in your town, well, I like was a total idiot. I could have studied with Paul DeLay. He was right here in my town.
Oh yeah,
And I did,
that's Hank
I
Shreve
did,
just asked that in the chat.
yeah, yeah, no, he was here, and I didn't play chromatic at that time. Um, so and he played mostly chromatic. Um, so anyway, I had a lesson with Robert Bonfiglio, and he told me about corner switching, which totally blew my mind.
Yeah.
Do you ever do any corner switching on diatonic? I mean, I know you can.
I can. I mean, not too often. I think there's huge potential.
There's huge potential.
Not
Yeah,
many harmonica players do this at all.
there are
I'm
few.
always switching for if I tonk block. I'm switching sides for playing hole one.
So before I continue, just for people who might not know what corner switching is,
Yeah.
so there are different embouchures, right? I think a lot of people play with a pucker embouchure nowadays, right? But there's also tongue blocking embouchures, right? So you can have your tongue on the left or on the right, okay, when you're playing. Um, you can also switch from left to right when you're playing, and you can you can get back and forth pretty quickly on the instrument. It's very convenient for the chromatic because it's quite a long instrument, especially this 4-octave chromatic right here. Um, but yeah, it allows you to play um, very, very more fluidly across the instrument because you can jump just by channeling the air with your tongue. Okay, so that's corner switching. Um, and before I had my lesson with Robert Bonfiglio, I didn't know anything about corner switching. Um, and then once I started to incorporate that into my playing, wow! I mean, it made a huge difference to me. And it's something that I use a lot in tango. The other thing that kind of I wasn't playing with my tongue at all on the instrument. I remember when I first started doing that, I was like, "This is really weird. I'm putting my tongue on this."
Yeah.
What other instruments do you like put your tongue on them? I don't
That's
know,
true.
but certainly not a guitar. I mean, or a piano. I mean, you could.
I mean,
Um,
guitar, like depending on which band you're playing in.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's true. It depends on the type of music. Yeah. But so once I realized I could play octaves, I could play in octaves. I mean, this was huge. I was in college. I got into dancing tango, and I went down to Argentina to live after I graduated, just to study dancing. And when I was there, I heard Hugo Diaz is playing his recordings. This was a tango. He was actually a folklore harmonica specialist from northern Argentina.
Okay.
But he also played tango and jazz. Anyway, I heard his playing, and he was using all kinds of octaves. and so I started kind of messing around with that, and the octaves are really what give the tango its sound, because the bandonion, another German instrument, um, when you play a bandonion, which is kind of like an accordion, every note is tuned in octaves. Okay, so if you want to get a bandonion sound on your harmonica,
You gotta play octaves all the time.
you can play a lot using the octaves. Okay, I like to use octaves. I like to use some throat vibrato, or
Yeah.
and I like to use lots of embellishments with the button. Octave, like an octave sort of. This sort of sound, and all of this is made possible because of corner switching and tongue blocking. If I didn't do that, like, I couldn't do that. Like, it's just not possible. So, unless you play like some crazy tricked out harmonica by Brendan Power or something.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so
You
interesting. I mean, it's like part of the style too. Like I noticed that when I talked to Franco Luciani on stream, all the
Yes.
octaves, and also I love that sound, just like of the added throat tremolo on these octaves. Like,
Sure, sure. I mean, this is one of the things, that I love about the chromatic. I mean, I love the diatonic too. I also enjoy playing it. But the octave situation is a little bit more limited. Of
yeah,
course you can play some octaves, but it's a bit more limited. And just being able to, manipulate the button, this sort of thing, or you could even, press the button half in and do crazy things like that, which I really love about the chromatic. Don't get me wrong, I would never want to have to pick, one instrument. I like playing both because, of course, as you know, the diatonic, you have so much control over the tone. You can do
yeah,
so much with the tone. You can do a lot with the tone on the, but it's not quite the same, right? Because it's just the diatonic is a smaller instrument. You can get more of your hands around it. Um, so yeah, so I did have a lesson with Robert Bonfield, actually a couple lessons, maybe three lessons, and I also had one lesson with the man with two brains. Do you know who I'm talking about?
yeah.
Howard Levy. They
So
call
there
him
was
the man with two
one
brains.
single lesson.
Yeah, no, I mean, I only needed one lesson because it was enough to like blow my mind and like light a fire under my butt, because
Oh yeah,
I would love to go back and have another lesson with him, but you know, um, he's one of my heroes. And so yeah, I mean, Howard, um, it was really inspiring, to have a lesson with him, because he's just such a creative genius. Like, I think I've got a tremendous amount of respect for him. Um, what he did with the diatonic harmonica that nobody before him did.
yeah. What
Uh,
what did he show you during that lesson?
what did he show me? Um, I remember specifically that he talked about um, playing playing octaves with a bent note on one side,
Oh yeah.
an unbent note on the other, which I'm not great at. This sort of thing. But what it was like a long time ago, so I can't remember everything. Um, I can't remember everything we talked about.
Yeah.
Um, but there was a lot of talk about overblows. I always want to, improve my overblows. I'm always working. My I, th- I think this is the same for you, but my goal is to play, the C diatonic, you know, as good as possible in all 12 keys. So is that the same for you?
Um, yeah, but I definitely want to use all the keys.
Okay. Well, see, I don't like carrying around a lot of harmonicas.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
I
no,
just
like if
don't.
someone would say,
I don't.
tell me, oh, you gotta use a C harmonica only for the rest of your life, and I don't know, make a living as a
No,
musician
no.
this way, I would be like, no,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna
No,
stop making music.
I'm not saying that you got to use it the rest of your life, but it is an awful lot easier to read music
Yeah, of course.
when you're playing on a C diatonic. Of course, you know, you can transpose songs to make them more comfortable to play. Um, but but yeah, reading music is a lot easier if you just stick with one harmonica, right? But for chords and improv and harmonies, and just the comfort and ease of playing in certain keys on a harmonica, it is nice to have different options, right?
Yeah.
For sure. So I'm not suggesting that, you know, I'm not suggesting that you should just give up on all the other harmonica key diatonics and only play. But, I do think it's very useful to be able to play as comfortable in all 12 keys, on one harmonica.
Yeah.
I think that's very useful, especially when you're improvising. Um, so that's something I'm
Yeah, that's the
continuing to.
thing, like, because, I mean, if I'm doing, if depends on the situation, like, but if you're in a setting and you just gotta play something, side read something from the sheet or something, I don't know, like, I would just, like, pick the C harmonica, of course. I can
Exactly.
read everything and play everything then.
That,
And
yeah.
there's, like, no break during the rehearsal or whatever. And I can later go back home and figure out, oh, yeah, maybe it's better to play it on whatever, a B flat.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So it's very useful to be able to play everything on any one of the harmonicas, right? That would be ideal.
Yeah.
So do you have a favorite key?
B flat, B flat.
B flat is a really good one. I like B flat too. Yeah, absolutely.
It's just also the harmonica that's the best setup. I don't know. It's pretty old already, I think.
Oh, the B
Like
flat.
like
Okay. What are you
mine.
playing?
Like,
What are you playing? What are your harmonicas of choice?
oh, it's a regular marine band with special 20 cover plates.
Okay. Okay. And why do you just like the special 20 cover plates because they're more comfortable or what?
Yeah, I mean, like, my hands are comparably small. So, but also in general, I don't like the opened cover plates on the sides, like on
Okay.
the regular
Yeah.
marine bands,
Yeah.
because I feel like the sound should, yeah, face
I agree
towards the
with you
microphone or the
100%.
listener.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, of course, like, this can sound better subjectively for you
Right.
because you get the sound
Yeah.
coming from here to your ear,
Right.
and you think,
Right.
oh yeah,
Right.
it sounds more open or whatever. But,
Yeah.
like, who cares if you can't hear it on the recording or if the audience can't hear it?
Right. Right. No, that's
That's one
true.
thing. And then also with my smaller hands, it's easier for me to cup the harmonica, the instrument. I get all the effects, get more extreme effects. Also have a warmer tone in general. I'm using my hands a lot to dampen the overtones.
Yeah. Exactly.
I
Exactly.
don't like the high frequencies of the harmonica. Like,
No, they're the worst. I mean, that's why most people, like your average person who doesn't know about harmonica, when you say, "Oh, I play harmonica," they're thinking, "Oh God, I hate this."
oh,
A lot of people.
I got a. There's a picture that represents that very well. It's a picture of you.
Oh, great.
I hope I can
That's
find
nice.
that on Facebook right now and show it to everybody. Gotta do some research and scroll down a few years back to the Harmonica Bridge Festival. Oh yeah, there it is. There it is.
I don't know which picture it is.
You can create a meme with this one.
What am I doing in the
How am I
picture?
going to do this? Like I can share the screen with you just to show you for a second.
It's okay. Just describe it to me. I might remember what you're talking about.
Or I can just you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to take a picture with my phone
Okay.
and
yeah.
then so it's me on the right and it's you in the middle.
Yeah, that's funny. So I think the two of us went up on stage with Rachel Plat, didn't we?
Yeah, that was like whatever late night after party jam session.
Yeah, and then she proceeded to school us both on some crazy like Sunny Boy, really fast like chicka 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 chicka. She's so fast with that.
Oh yeah. Or maybe she did like the other fast piece, like the country piece.
Oh,
The
the orange
McCoy
blossoms.
thing, yeah.
Yes, the special. That's a good one. Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That's a
Oh,
perfect picture.
I was gonna ask. So, do you have a bunch of special 20s with Marine Band cover plates lying around?
No. Like these are made by a German customizer.
Okay, who's your customizer?
His name is Thomas Hanke. Thomas Hanke.
Yes, yes, the famous Thomas Hunke.
Yeah. Never met him in person,
Oh well,
which is crazy. But I play his harmonicas for 10 years now.
that's great.
And he
That's
knows
great.
what I like. He knows my playing. And yeah, that's the best
Beautiful.
situation.
That is the best situation. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot to expect us to be customizers and players. But
Yeah,
I'm
I
sure
mean,
you
it's
do.
important to know a little bit about the
Oh yeah, you gotta know.
inside of the instrument and like do some basic setups yourself. But
Yeah, but there's some magic that they do.
yeah, Boaz says B flat is pretty nice middle range harmonica where all the bends and overbends are very responsive and quick compared to playing on a low B flat diatonic. Yeah, that's true.
Well, yeah, yeah. That's a good point.
But yeah, I'm just like
Oh,
trying to dampen the overtones so much, like especially playing
very
pop music
with your
and stuff.
cup, with your cup.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because you know, like you have all these different ways of producing a note on the diatonic with the bands, blow and
Right.
draw, overblow, overdraw, whatever, and they all sound different. They have a different timbre and a different overtone structure. And if you dampen the overtones, like all of the notes sound a little more the same.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you ever use any of that orthodontic wax or the dental wax? Have you used any of that? Not in your
No,
but in your harmonica.
no, but I'm doing something similar.
Okay. Are you using tape?
Yeah,
What kind of tape do you like?
Scotch tape. Just
Yeah. You know why I don't like tape? Because a few times I tried it and I accidentally inhaled the tape.
I never did that, so
Unfortunately, it didn't go in my lungs because that would have been really bad. It just went in my mouth. But after those couple occurrences, I was like, eh. But the orthodontic wax, you can put some around the base of a around the rivet of a reed,
yeah.
and it will dampen it. Have you tried? Have you ever tried? I've been meaning to try this. Brendan Power had a video up a few years back of him using nail polish
Oh, I heard about
on
that too. Yeah,
sides of of the reed along the sides. Seems very interesting.
yeah, yeah. I'm not sure. Like starting out, I only got these from Thomas, and I always added the Scotch tape myself. And he
I
started to yeah, put some sort of tape or whatever, even like so some stuff that's liquid first on the reeds now, at least on
Uh-huh.
my instruments.
Yeah.
So I don't have to add my scotch tape anymore.
Nice. That's nice. Yeah. I've been playing these pure harps by Suzuki for years, and I find that they keep getting better and better. I mean, for overblows. I just got this one. I haven't made any kind of adjustment to it. It just out of the box. It plays
That's
really,
crazy.
really nice. I mean,
You lie.
this, no, I'm
No,
totally
it's
serious.
crazy.
I have
Yeah,
not adjusted this.
I
This is
believe. But it's
brand new
amazing.
harmonica.
It's really good.
These are really nice. And
But
I
still,
have,
everybody out there, you should buy a Hohner harmonica. Hohner is coming
well,
out. Hohner is coming out with a new instrument very soon.
there's no reason why you can't get both.
But that's crazy.
Yeah, no. If you haven't tried a pure harp, give it a try. Especially the new ones. They're made out of koa. The old ones. Let's see if I got one here. Huh. They're never around when you're looking for them. Oh well. Anyway, the old ones are made out of rosewood.
Yeah.
And I really
Oh,
like
I remember.
these new ones that are made out of koa. They're really, really nice.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, and also like
So if you're lazy
harmo-
like me, just and you don't want to spend all that time, putzing around inside your harmonica, check these guys out.
yeah, and at the same time, you shouldn't underestimate like a harmonica that you played a lot already, because like they keep getting better, especially the wooden comb instrument.
Well,
They get more
it really makes
airtight.
me happy that they keep getting better, because it makes me feel like they actually care. They're actually, I don't know, that you're playing the same model instrument and then over time you're noticing improvements. I think that's great.
Oh yeah.
I've noticed the
Oh,
same
what I
with
was referring to is like having an instrument that's old, where
oh,
you
I
have a
see.
lot of dried saliva in there, so the
Oh,
harmonica gets
no,
airtight.
no, Konstantin, no, there's nothing more heartbreaking than your beloved, especially diatonic, that you've been playing for years and suddenly a reed breaks.
Oh yeah.
Oh, oh, I just, it breaks my heart every time because they're like, it's like losing a friend. It's like losing a dear friend, even closer than a friend because you're kissing all the time.
Um, Another question: what's your preferred microphone?
Have you seen these?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a blows me away ultimate. This is a 57 actually,
Okay.
and this is called the Bulletizer, so it just makes it more comfortable to hold.
Yeah.
Um, I really like these mics made by Blows Me Away. It's just a modified SM57. The reason why I prefer the 57 over the 58 is because it has a little bit more proximity effect.
Okay.
And I'm sure that you would agree that proximity effect is very important.
It's helpful for the harmonica. Yeah.
It's very helpful, right? I mean, this is one of the reasons why the Audix Fireball will not work, even though I love the form factor. No matter how you cup that thing,
Yeah.
you cannot get the proximity effect out of it. I've told Audix about that. They won't listen to me. They're even based here in Portland.
Okay.
But anyway, these guys are really nice. It's a lot more comfortable than holding a Shure 57, and you get a volume control.
Yeah.
And it's great for diatonic and chromatic. They
And you
also
use
make
that
a
on
57.
stage, or like what's happening if you go to the studio?
If I go in a studio, I'm not really fussy. I'm going to use a large diaphragm condenser every
Okay.
time. I don't like holding a mic when I'm in the studio because there's too much possibility. Unless it's like really really needs it for some reason, but it doesn't because
Yeah.
nowadays all the effects are digital anyways, right?
Yeah. Or it's like
So
a loud band recording in one room. Then you should
yeah, yeah. If
maybe
it's a
like,
loud band recording live, then okay, you're gonna need that. Um, but in the studio, for the kind of music I record mostly,
yeah,
which is very kind of intimate, kind of just a few instruments, um, I always use a large diaphragm condenser. You can hear everything, really nicely. So
yeah,
all the
yeah. Bo has
details.
asked for both of us. This one is my microphone.
Yeah, what is that?
It's a
That's a
Sennheiser 441.
that's like it's like a directional condenser, isn't it? It's not a doesn't have an omni pattern.
Oh no, it's not an Omni pattern.
Yeah, because that wouldn't be very good for this kind of. You'd be picking up your what's going on in your kitchen.
Yeah, but it's a dynamic microphone.
Oh, it's a dynamic. That's a dynamic?
Yeah,
Oh, it looks like a condenser with the.
yeah. It has like acoustic characteristics of a condenser,
Interesting.
and it naturally has like kind of a yeah, there are like less high frequencies on this one, which I
Yeah,
love.
and I know you hate high frequencies. Most
No,
people
I
do.
mean I love high frequencies. I love airy frequencies. I love pushing everything at 20K, in my productions. But like with the harmonica, like I like to push the air band too, but like all the other stuff that's like not nice to your ear, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sure, that's understandable.
So that's why probably the highest harp I ever play is the C too. Like D flat D maybe, but higher than that, I
Oh,
usually
interesting.
try to avoid these keys. Like
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I mean, they're not great for the upper end, once you get past C.
yeah, I mean of course like if there's like country kind of thing or
Oh yeah,
bluegrass
no,
whatever.
of course. No, that's different. Yeah, but
But
yeah.
if I think about the stuff I want to do, if I think
Yeah.
about pop music, if I think about
Yeah.
jazz melodies,
Yeah. That's totally understandable.
yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
So we talked about persistence and like the way of like getting better on the instrument, and like my question is, very interesting for everybody out there, like what keeps you going and motivated to still practice?
Me
Like
personally?
why are you still excited about the harmonica?
Well, for me personally, it's always the harmonica has always been a way to express something very deep inside of me, something that I cannot express with words. Um, so it's very satisfying to play the harmonica. Um,
That's true.
it it like when I'm playing, everything feels right, But yeah, there are so many things that you can express through music, that you can't express with words. Of course, there's an awful lot you can express with words that you can't. But the music kind of takes this emotional element into new levels, I think. Um, you know, so this desire to express myself fully is what keeps me going.
Yeah.
Because whether that's the feeling I get from doing something like something like that, which feels very good,
Yeah.
or oh, upside down, of course, or something like that, which just feels really good. I
Yeah.
mean, no, I could sit here and go, yeah, yeah, but it's not the same as going,
Exactly.
okay. So there's that, and there's also that I hear all of these. I'm not crazy, but I hear melodies. You know, I hear things that I want to explore musically. They're always popping into my head. You know, and I just have to let them out. You know, if they stayed in my head, then I'd really go crazy. So, you know, music and harmonica is a vehicle for me to express myself, and that's what keeps me going. And also, you know, Konstantin, I love performing. I mean, that's one of my. It's always been something that I've enjoyed. You know, I love getting in front of an audience. You know, for some people that terrifies them.
Yeah.
For me, there are a few things I like more than getting out in front of an audience and that energy. For me, it's all about that energy. Mm. That's what keeps me going. That's what keeps me motivated. You know, we don't do it for the money, right?
That's perfect. Like, I love the answer. And I should ask, like, everybody on stream this question because I love the question. So,
Great question.
definitely the harmonic itself motivates you a lot. But, like, how about, like, outward influences? Like, what inspires you? Nature, books? What kind of music are you listening to in your free time? Like, what's
Yeah,
your Spotify playlist if you do sports or whatever?
yeah. No, I'm always listening to cool stuff. I'm really interested in sort of a um, jazz like Afro fusion right now. Um, so I've been listening to a lot of stuff there, and also I really enjoy listening to any kind of so-called gypsy jazz, um, and bebop, and really any kind of jazz.
Yeah.
Um, but I really like gypsy jazz because it kind of has this sort of, it's got the jazz element, but it's also got kind of another like Eastern European and kind of it's got all these interesting influences. There's some crossover there with tango and stuff like that. The harmonic language of it is very interesting to me. Um, so
Yeah,
all
it's
of that's
also a
very
great vehicle for people like playing blues, wanting to dive into jazz. Like, gypsy jazz can really help you to make that transition.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah. So those are really inspiring to me and yeah, and it's kind of music that I enjoy like practicing all the time. So when I'm not playing tango music, you know, I'm learning about bebop and gypsy jazz and just jazz in general is like never ending, right? I mean, it's like that's enough for a lifetime right there.
Yeah, yeah, like you can just like focus on one type of music forever
Yeah.
for the rest of your life.
Yeah, but you know, I I don't I like to try a little to do everything, you know, because it's just there's just so much. It's kind of like it would be kind of like going, you know, and getting the same flavor of ice cream every time, you know.
I mean, that's what I do.
Yeah. To be honest, I kind of do that too, but
But I get
that
what you
wasn't
mean. I think, like, if you like
the best
get the
analogy.
same lunch
Oh,
every
I
day.
got a better analogy. It's like watching the same. No, well, there's no create like watching the same TV show over and over again. No, I don't know. Someone will
Yeah,
think of an analogy.
yeah.
Um,
But I mean, like, who does eat the same lunch every day? I mean, that
oh,
would
there
be
you go.
terrible.
Okay. Well, yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
but for ice cream, it's different. I think.
yeah. Okay, okay. Yeah,
But
but the point is that there's so much out there musically to explore,
yeah, and that
and
also,
it's
like, in the end, like, these influences from other styles of music, or like in general, like other outward influences, like they inspire your own style within the style of music you're playing there.
absolutely, absolutely.
And that's what sets you apart. Yeah.
It's what makes you a unique snowflake,
Yeah.
as we all are. Yeah, absolutely.
So Pico says,
That-
my wife talks a lot, started playing harp.
So she's not. Wait, she talked a lot and she started playing harp. Is that what he said?
He started playing harp.
Oh, got it. And now
He talks
she's
through
not
his
talking.
instrument. I don't know. I don't get it. So what are you up to next? Like besides getting that harmonica course ready?
Well, I'm working on a big. I do a. In the past, I've done a annual like Christmas concert. Um, I call it a very harmonica Christmas,
Okay.
and so I'm working on getting that together, um, and the course, and then I'm thinking about what I want to do for my next tour and what I want to do for my next recordings. Um, and my next collaborations. So, yeah, I mean, whenever I come off of a big tour, this tour I was on was like almost 2.5 months.
Yeah.
I know for like some groups that's like not very long at all, but I think that's a pretty good chunk of time. I'm always thinking about, um, well, I always take a little time to recuperate, and then I'm always thinking about, oh, what's next. And so I'd really like to get back to Asia. So
Oh
that's,
yeah.
yeah, I mean, Japan has been kind of closed for a while to visitors. So I'd love to get back over there in Korea. And yeah,
Yeah, maybe we meet at the Seoul
in
Harmonica
Estonia.
Festival at some point.
In
Or
Estonia.
the Asia or in Estonia, yeah.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I hope we get to meet again. I mean,
I'm sure.
7 years is too long.
Awesome. So everybody out there, you can check out the description below and go to Joe's website, check out the music, stay updated on the socials. I don't know about the next Hohner live interview. Maybe it's with Dan, the harmonica beatbox guy, which would be fun. Because then I'm thinking about a harmonica beatbox challenge for the Discord server.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be
And
really
I
cool.
want to learn from the guests on stream myself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
So it
that's
would be
awesome.
like a learning experience for everybody. That would be nice. And we should do a tango harmonica challenge
Yeah,
soon
okay,
too.
then we can do tango beatbox
Wow,
harmonica.
that's very specific.
I wanted to say that if anybody wants to check out my harmonica course, just for the people who are watching this, okay, and just until the end of the month, if you sign up for the course, I'll give you a free half-hour lesson.
That's a deal.
All right, and
Sounds really good. Yeah.
you have to do it before October 1st. So up until what's what's the last day of September? 30th. Up until the 30th. All right. So yeah, check it out. I've got if you go to joepowers.com/THP, the harmonica path, or you could just go to my
Okay.
page and find it. If you can watch the video and read about the course.
All right, everybody, take the harmonica path, and yeah, I hope you have a nice evening or day wherever you are. See you soon. Don't forget about the challenge. You can also find the information on that in the description. Thank you, Joe, for joining us today.
This has been awesome, Konstantin. Great to see you. And thank you, everybody, for joining us. And have a harmonica day.
It was fun. Bye bye.